So thank you all for being such a wonderful audience. I request you all to stay tuned for the last session of the day as we come to the end of the GreenPro Summit. The next session would be, the topic of the session would be innovations. Under innovation, it's sustainable construction and interiors. Under this session, we have two speakers, Mr. Architect Praveen Kumar Soma from the Indian Green Building Council and Mr. Saket Sadhu from Dormakaba. It will be an architect's perspective and a manufacturer's perspective. To this session, we have the session moderator, Architect Priyanka Nandakal, founder of Green Solutions. I request the session moderator and the speakers to be on the dais.
Hello, it's fine. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our session on sustainable materials and interiors. Today, we will explore the critical role that material selections plays in creating eco-friendly spaces. So, sustainable materials not only reduce environmental impact, but also enhance the health and well-being of the occupants, as we all know that. So we will be discussing innovative options, best practices and case studies, and successful implementations in the interior design. So now I would like to invite our esteemed panelists to join us. First, I would, Praveen Soma. Yep, I have that. Architect Praveen Soma is a principal counselor in CIIGBC GreenPro. He has over 22 years of experience and his expertise includes architecture, project execution, green buildings, net zero, and green product certifications. So, and the other panelist is Saket Sadhu from Dormakaba India Private Limited. And he has experience of 20 years in hardware and access solutions. His expertise lies in crafting strategies, sales plans, identifying market opportunities, and building lasting client relationships. He has proven track record of implementing innovative solutions that enhance customer engagement. His working style focuses on collaboration, motivation, and continuous improvement, fostering a culture of excellence. So thank you, and over to Praveen.
Thank you, Agret Piranka. My session is on paradigm shift in design thinking. Why I selected this is, we know that in the 2 decades, there is a complete transition from what we are doing and what we're doing today. And in next 10 years, what we're going to do is completely new actually. That means what I'm saying is, suppose you're practicing something and you want to continue the same thing for next 10 years, that means you're actually outdated. You should be innovative. To be in sustainability lead, if you want to lead from front, I think you should go to next step today, not tomorrow. So let me show you some examples so that you'll actually feel that, yes, that is true. When you say conventional buildings, right? If you take electrical load, okay, a conventional building, when you take for 1 million square feet, we consume close to 10 megawatt of energy. Whereas when you shift to green buildings, what does they do is, the load is 50% down actually. That means for the same million square feet, we only consume 5 million square feet. Similarly, when I look at air conditioning, in the past 2 decades, when you see the initial maybe 10, 15 years back, when you seen in the MEP consultant, when you asked him, can you get me what is the tonnage for my building? he will say what is the square feet. Then we'll say he will calculate by tonnage. 1 ton, what is my square feet? Normally what we see around 100 to 150 square feet per tonnage they take actually. But what the green buildings did is, 1 ton cools more than 350 to 400 square feet in 2003, which CIS Godrej GBC building at Hyderabad already proved it. In 2014, Infosys Pocharam has taken to next level. 1 ton cools more than 650 square feet because they incorporate something called as radiant cooling technology, which means that always when you go to next technology, you are actually going next step, next level. Similarly, when you go to lighting power density, okay, many of you know, right? 20 years behind, when you talk about ASHRAE 90.1, we talk about 1 watt per square feet. That was the baseline. But many projects was designing with 1.5 watt per square feet. But what the green buildings did, they did much, much lower than the baselines, by almost 50, 60%, can you believe it? For example, we are taken to 0.4 watt per square feet. Still, it is on the higher side because many projects are actually much, much lower today. Even they're going for 0.05 watt per square feet. That is a trend set by many projects. Water conservation, very, very important for India and also Asian countries. Very close to the heart, right? Water, if you see, we used to consume 150 to 200 liters per person per day as per NBC 2005, very old version. What the green buildings did in 20 years back, when we launched IGBC, we brought to 75 to 80 liters per person per day in the residential portfolio. Similarly, commercial buildings, we used to consume 45 to 60 liters per person per day. That is a per day consumption. Whereas what our commercial buildings are setting a new example is, they are bringing much, much less than 15 to 20 liters per person per day. That is the set example by many IT projects, commercial buildings which were certified in the recent past, which actually brings you that they actually are aligned with the net zero goals in the next future. Let's see the role of materials, because we are into eco-labeled products, right? We're going to see what is the role of materials. But I'm going to talk in two perspectives. One is energy efficiency and indoor air quality. Let me see the first energy efficiency. When you say conventional buildings, earlier, without the knowledge of any green buildings, what we'll do, we select the raw materials to the construction, red bricks or water bricks we are available in the market, we pick it, we construct. Suppose you got a plot of, let's assume 50 by 50 feet. What do? You consume entire land without even thinking of setbacks. You construct, you see the neighboring plot, he will also do the same thing only. First you design windows, ventilators, everything. Once other building comes, what happens? Zero daylighting, zero ventilation. So there is no thought of daylighting ventilation. Next is about the green cover. There is, when you occupy entire premises of the site area, there is no chance of having a green cover. That means you are actually completely decreasing the green cover. When you decrease the green cover, what happens? You are actually cutting the food chain of the biodiversity, flora, fauna, zero. In the green buildings, we have very clear thought process. You should do holistic design parameters. That means when you talk about site, you give respect to the site, you give respect to water, energy efficiency, indoor air quality, highest priority. Materials that you select have a very, very high chance of getting into recycled content materials, how you source the material locally, whether the material is actually can be recycled n number of times, whether the material salvage, we give more life actually. Always extending the life to new materials. That's what we actually always think. What is the net zero difference? Same green buildings, but we give more emphasis on how the building can be self-sufficient in terms of energy. For example, the building consumes 1 lakh units per annum, but the building can produce same amount of energy in a year, same year. For example, our building CIS Sorabji building, which is showing here, we consume close to 2.1 to 2.2 lakh units per annum. Our panels, which are bifacial solar panels, we have 135 kilowatt solar panels, bifacial. They generate close to 2.2 to 2.3 lakh units. That means it is more than what we consume actually, which makes the building self-sufficient energy. So similarly, you just saw like Shobha project from the Thrissur, right? When the Shobha realty person came in the post-lunch, he talked about his project. It is a net zero water project. The projects actually demonstrate that they are doing it. In India, we actually set examples and practically what is possible. And definitely, I'm sure in the next 5 years, this trend also going to change actually. Let me give you an example of materials. For example, when a cement is green, how can it be green cement? Okay, for example, you take a OPC, ordinary Portland cement. Do you know what is the CO2? It is close to 950 kg CO2 per kg for a ton of cement. When you just add the fly ash content in the OPC, it becomes PPC. The PPC, the CO2 is close to 550 to 600 kg CO2 per ton. That means you are decreasing, an architect, 400 kg of CO2 by just changing the cement actually. If you use a PSC, which is a Portland slag cement, it is further down actually. It goes to 350, 400 kg CO2 per ton of cement. That means, as an architect, when you see entire 1,000 bags of cement in a building, you know that I have decreased by so and so kg of cement. That means by 10%, 15% reducing the carbon footprint, which actually makes lower embodied carbon footprint of a buildings actually. Similarly, there is one more element called pervious concrete. Many projects we use concrete everywhere, hard pavings everywhere, right? But we only think about having the driveways. But we also think in having a dual purpose. For example, this particular project, which is showing off, let's assume we have 6,000 square meter of area of a concrete pavement. I change with instead of a concrete, I will go to pervious concrete. You have example here in the right hand side, Ultratech, they got a pervious concrete block also, you can see that example. When you use this pervious concrete block, what happens is, in addition to the same concrete slab, it also allows water to percolate. For example, for the same 6,000 square meter of area, if you use a conventional, there is no percolation. That means you are not doing any harvesting. Whereas this pervious concrete block is saving almost close to 367 square meter of runoff is captured and 37% is harvested actually, water in the percolation, which means when you select the material, there is no any change in the stability or structural stability, there is no chances, even the fire tender can movement actually. It can give you clear access to the fire tender movement also. Plus, parallelly, it actually has the function of saving the water also. So like this, we actually give more thrust on so many parameters. That's why we give more thrust on something called as green procurement in the every developer that they build, and circularity also. For example, when you say green procurement, what are the things that come? First is type and equivalent products. As an architect, you actually write bill of quantities for every project that you write, right? You have a client brief. In the same bill of quantities, if you see some products, line of items should actually fall under a type and eco label. Some should fall under C&D waste. What I meant by C&D waste is construction and demolition waste. For example, you see the front Godrej, that everything is recycled wood. That means wood for us is waste. It is going to landfill. But if you can able to say the waste wood and make it something usable like the front stall, that is called as C&D waste products. We actually promote that. We use rapidly renewable material. That means the timber which grows in the less than cycle of 10 years, which called as rapidly renewable materials. We promote salvage materials. That means old timbers, old materials. Alternative construction materials. That means there is no sand now. Sand is already gone. Coal is already gone. In next 80 years, we may see coal in the museum actually. Steel, in 80 years, you're going to see steel. There is no iron ore actually. So we should have go to alternative construction technologies also in the future. So that also is very important. Similarly, bio-based materials. For example, C&D waste, what do you do see construction waste? India has got a very, very less recycling capacity actually. Can you guess how much it is? It is less than 2% recycling capacity of C&D waste actually in India, as per the norms. All the construction waste we're able to divert to make usable products like, for example, you see here paver blocks, coarse sand to replace the river sand, MDF boards, particle boards, instead of just throwing to the landfills. This will be very, very useful resource for the manufacturers actually. Material circularity, this project in Delhi only, designed by Romy Khosla. All the railway sleepers, old railway sleepers, when they take in the auction and use as a building element, shading elements actually, which actually using the functionality also. Similarly, this being a Volvo HR building, they have taken all the machines in the pine crates. All the pine crates have been stacked carefully and utilized for the making of workstations actually. You see all the designs of the workstations here. All are made from pine wood crates, which are actually taken from all the machines actually. Similarly, they use for ceiling elements, the furniture, all the panels, everything is done by the old timber by the railway sleepers and also the pine crates. This project in Ahmedabad, it's a architect office. All the old doors, 80 plus years old, Ahmedabad, very, very traditionally they are actually known for. It has used it for the cabin doors, which is having more rich. That means what I'm saying is, instead of throwing to landfills, if someone sees an eye that I will extend for next 15 years, 20 years, that is called true green building or truly actually environmentally friendly actually. This is what we always practice. He actually source all the fabrics from the showrooms which are old enough from the catalogs, use it for his sofas. He has taken the cycle chains and made a furnitures, very beautiful furnitures. Okay, the two chairs we're seeing, it's actually from his childhood actually. So where his parents had bought for him for chairs, it utilized for his new, he has just changed the fabrics and refurbished it and used for his office areas. And everything that you want in the green products, you can go to our CIGreenPro.com. We have a list of eco-label products. And yesterday, you must have seen from Chen, right? He is the chair of Taiwan Eco-Label. He is our peer reviewer. Very clearly emphasizes that GreenPro is already meeting the ISO 14000 requirement and also ISO 14024 requirements, and also it's actually at par with any international eco-label benchmark, type 1 eco-label actually. So any information you want, you can go to our website and get all the details of products. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Praveen, for so wonderful information. And I now request Mr. Saket to enlighten.
You want me to connect the HDMI? You can present it from there. Okay. Yeah. Oh, thanks. Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone. Afternoon session. And we are used to it. Coming from Doma Khaba, normally we come in the finishing stage. So all the budgets are exhausted by the time we come and our role comes in the building. So anyways, thank you very much. We'll take this opportunity to thank CII and IGBC for giving us an opportunity to talk about Doma Khaba's role with respect to sustainable buildings and for the greener future. Designing sustainable buildings, no, we don't design buildings. Yes, we are not the architects. We are enablers, we are support. We are there to support the architects and designers to design the best and sustainable buildings for the greener future. Giving a brief about Doma Khaba. Doma Khaba is a global leader in smart systems and sustainable solutions across all building life cycles. We have 160 years of experience. We have our presence in around 130 countries, 16,000 employees, 1,800 plus patents, and our annual budget on R&D is around 100 million Swiss francs. Our net sales is around 2.85 billion Swiss francs. That's about Doma Khaba. For every place that matters, that's our logo, that's our brand ambition. Our vision is we want to be the trusted partner worldwide for safe, secure, sustainable places where people can move seamlessly. How we enable your business, how we are there in the sustainable business, how we enable architects and designers in their business is the balancing with respect to the aesthetics, the looks of the hardware to the functions. We also integrate access at every stage of the building life cycle. We make the flow of people as effortless as possible and answering to your needs for sustainable building environment. We have our presence in verticals, in multiple verticals across the market, like airports. I'm sure all of you would have passed through Doma Khaba hardware, Doma Khaba doors in all of the airports. 90% of the airports would have Doma Khaba products installed. We also have our presence in healthcare, offices, hospitality, education, retail, banking and insurance, government and administration, residential and multifamily housing, sports and culture, transport and logistics, industry and manufacturing, utilities and telecom. We have a strong heritage. It's a merger which happened between two giants, global giants, Khaba and Doma. Kaba was established in 1862 in Rumlan with safes and lockers. And they were the one who had the patent for reversible keys, and then some acquisitions in lodging system. And we installed our first e-gate with self-boarding in 2009. Most commonly in India, you know the Digi Yatra, which has recently started. We are proud to say that almost, I don't have the exact percentage, but almost 60 to 70% of the e-gates installed across all the airports in India right now are running on Doma Kaba gates. From Doma side, Doma was established in Inneptal, Germany in 1908, especially into building hardware, specialized in door closers and other fire-rated hardware. Along with that, we started our footprints. We started manufacturing automatic doors in 1962. And even the partition system, the acoustic partition systems, which were initially used only in hospitality, but now they're used in almost all the corporate projects and offices. And 2015, Doma and Kaba became one. And the innovations continue till now. Thinking about tomorrow, we are committed to championing sustainability in everything we do, from producing greener access solutions to being a fair and responsible employer and neighbor. India is not far. Our Indian Logistics Center is the first IGBC green certified building if we talk about any of the hardware companies in the country. If we talk about sustainability, almost 2 days we have spent on sustainability, the carbon emission, and the footprints what we are leaving on this planet. 39% of the annual global CO2 emissions come from the construction and operations of buildings. The good part is that the green building concept is picking up, and it is growing at 17.4%, and doubling of the annual renovation rate thanks to the EU Green Deal, which is happening. So we all know, I will not spend more time on decarbonization and its impact, ecological impact on the planet. Talking about the green buildings, the green building concept is picking up fast. Most of my friends have spoken about it, and yes, all of us have gathered here to see how we can encourage the green building concepts. It's growing at 15%, although the data we have right now is more on the American and European countries. North America is leading this market, which is around 190 billion in 2024, and the anticipation is by 2030, this will grow to 720 billion euros. These are some of the global commitments regarding the sustainable building. We will talk about the European Green Deal, which talks about the package of policy initiatives which aims to set the EU on the path of green transition with the ultimate goal of reaching climate neutrality by 2050. Net zero energy building rating is applicable to commercial, industrial, as well as residential building projects. Those are able to set off 100% annual grid energy use by renewable energy, either on-site or off-site. The renovation wave aims at least double the annual energy renovation rate by 2030, and in addition to reducing emission and creating green jobs in the construction sector, which is dominated by the local business. It will improve overall living standards for the Europeans and also generate a lot of green construction jobs. The federal sustainability plan, the department is transitioning towards carbon pollution-free electricity, clean vehicle fleets, more efficient and eco-friendly buildings, enhanced waste management, and more sustainable procurement policies. Singapore is also doing its bit. The Singapore Green Building Master Plan captures the nation's collective commitment to pursue more ambitious sustainability standards and built environment. The nation targets to have at least 80% of its buildings to be green by 2030. China is also doing its bit, where they're planning to construct green building standards by 2025. And in India, Indian Renewable Energy Development Agency provides low-interest loans for buildings with green certification, tax benefits to developers for LEED certification. 100% depreciation can be claimed on the cost of green building assets. So these are some of the driving factors, incentives, which the government is trying to build on the green building initiative. And with Doma Kaba, we are the beacon in everything we do. We keep it very simple. We seek an open, transparent dialogue with all our stakeholders to define strategies and actions based on clear targets and continuous improvement, and we actively report on our progress. We build on our product range. We invest a lot, as I was talking about my R&D expenses on sustainability. All our products are developed with keeping sustainability in mind. We are responsible dealing with our employees and business partners, transparent reporting through recognized standards, membership and commitment to lead international and national sustainability organizations. Some of the prestigious recognitions for sustainability achieved by dormakaba is EcoVadis, which has rated as gold member, where we have been among the top 5% of in the Swiss factories and Swiss companies, where the assessment was done among 130,000 companies. CDP, we have improved our ratings from B to A. We become a part of leadership brand. MSCI, again, our ratings are AA. We are among the industry leaders in managing the most significant ESG risks and opportunities. EBH, the best sustainability program for 2022. We were recognized by the largest European trade association for fittings. And corporate ESG performance, we are rated as prime. dormakaba shares are eligible for responsible investment by over 3,000 institutional investors and clients of ISS. Time magazine nominated us, named us among the top 500 world's most sustainable companies. And we contribute to almost 7, among United Nations has derived around 17 sustainability development goals, and we contribute to 7 of them. To name some, it's good health and wellness, quality education, gender equality, affordable and clean energy, decent work and economic growth, industry innovation and infrastructure, reduced inequality, responsible consumption and production, and climate actions. Sustainability is a part of our strategic framework, and we keep it very simple, and we work on the 3 basic parameters: planet, people, and partnership. With planet, we open the doors wide to the low carbon and circular economy, where the emphasis is on energy and emission, circular economy and of materials, and environmental compliance. With people, we empower our people so that they can unlock their full potential. Partnership, we ensure that supplier sustainability is developed, human rights, customer health and safety is a priority. The importance of circular economy, although most of my colleagues spoke about it yesterday, it ensures that the building sector consumes, we know the building sector consumes more than half of the world's virgin resources and accounts for nearly 1/3 of solid waste streams. Buildings and constructions contribute to almost 40% of the total global carbon emission. All stakeholders in the industry have to take this initiative to ensure that we improve the sustainability and green parameters of the planet. Again, with respect to the circular economy is a system where we never waste any of the natural resources, and that's the idea that we try to drive. We work on 3 principles: eliminate waste and pollution, circulate products and materials, regenerate nature. One of my colleagues from Godrej was talking about the product life cycle. If we talk about any of the product life cycle, it starts from design, purchasing, production, sales, use, and end of life, out of which 80% of the environmental impact of the product are predetermined by the design. So we ensure that we put our maximum emphasis on the designing. Talking about the circular economy, the linear economy is something where all the industries are working on, and the circular economy is the ideal thing, and in dormakaba we are trying very hard to achieve that. So we are at present somewhere in the recycling economy, and the team is working very hard to see that we are close to the circular economy in near future. The circular economy works majorly on the design, production, distribution, use, collection, and materials. At present, dormakaba focuses on materials and design to ensure that we work on the the circular economy. Talking about the green building certifications, very rarely you would have seen a dormakaba person giving a presentation on sustainability. Doors is something which we can't take away from our heart. Doors have to come in some way. So, okay, my favorite subject, the doors. What kind of certifications are required when you go for a green building certification for your building? Your doors are the important part because they will contribute to a lot of energy losses. So what is the LEED certification looking at when you are putting a door in your building? It's durability and life cycle. LEED encourages long lifespan, low maintenance of building components, and I'm proud to say most of my products are in the range of 5 million cycle testing, and minimum cycle testing of any of the Dormakaba product is 1 million cycle. Innovation and design, and yes, Dormakaba is known for its innovations and design. Material and resources, doors should be made of recycled content, so it's lost a lot of glass and aluminum. Energy and atmosphere, LEED rewards doors with energy efficient features, example, insulation of air, high performance glazing. Along with that, indoor environmental quality, doors with low VOC emissions, high acoustic properties and thermal efficient features can contribute to IEQ credits. Now, this is a common scenario which you see in any of the commercial place where you have an when you see the automatic doors, people moving around. What does it do in an energy when we talk about the energy conservation in a building? What is the door contributing to? If we talk about a standard door, one of the parameters is consumption of electricity, electric energy. That's the power required to run these operators. The second one is thermal conductivity, the leakage of heat coming in from outside through the door material. Air permeability, which is the gaps. You would have some, India has predominantly been a frameless glass market, frameless doors market. So there are a lot of gaps when we talk about, there are gaps around the door when we talk about automatic doors or any doors in the Indian market. Air exchange through open doors. So whenever the door is opening, obviously there will be hot air coming inside the building, cold air going out because of the temperature difference. If we rate it on an energy scale, very little of consumption happens in electrical energy. And then the thermal conductivity, air permeability, and the maximum losses happen in air exchange through open doors. What are we doing for energy? Being the pioneers, yes, I am not boasting. Yes, we sell the maximum number of automatic doors in the country. At present, our average is around 6,000 automatic doors in a year. So being a pioneer, we have a responsibility of growing and moving to the next generation. And we have just moved on to our next generation of automatic doors. We have changed the technology, and the power consumption of our new operators is 50% of the previous conventional automatic doors. Keeping sustainability in the mind, the upgrades have been designed in such a way that the old doors, you don't have to throw them away and dump it in Mother Nature, but you can actually upgrade, and retrofit kits have been created so that you can upgrade your automatic doors or any doors to the new technology. Thermal conductivity, we have developed, yes, as I said, India has been predominantly a frameless glass door market, but we thought it's our responsibility to graduate the market to frames, and we developed sleek and very robust frames for the automatic doors, specially designed for automatic doors which can cover the gaps and reduce air conditioning losses. These frames are designed in such a way that we can easily accommodate high performance glasses like DGU glasses and high performance glasses in these frames. We can accommodate up to 27 mm of glass thickness. And when it comes to the losses through air exchange when you open the door, so our team has worked very hard and developed smart sensors. So if you have a look at the conventional sensors which are installed on the left side, where you see any movement detected by these sensors, the door will remain open for a predefined time of 10 seconds and more. Yeah, 82 minutes, yes, we're finishing it. And our engineers have worked on developing these smart sensors which will actually detect the movement of the person, how many people are actually approaching the door, what is the movement ratio, and accordingly it will open the door. The hold open time will be adjusted as per the number of people approaching it, which will reduce the air conditioning losses, which will reduce the losses by 50%. So the calculations we have done is 7,500 kilowatts of energy gets lost. We lose 7,500 kilowatts of energy every time the door opens in a span of 10 years. And with 50% saving, we save around 1,372 kgs of CO2 emission. We do offer our services to architects to define. We have this tool where we can offer this solution to the architects who can design their door openings based on the energy conservation they want to do. And based on the dimensions of the lobby, they can calculate what kind of door fits best for the sustainable building. BIM is another important aspect where we are integrating with the architects. My team will be happy to share details on BIM because it's a big topic within itself. I'll just wrap up my presentation with a small video on sustainability. And thank you very much. Is it playing? No. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Saket ji. And now, as we are concluding our session on, yep. Okay. We are waiting for a video. Are you playing? Okay. So as we are concluding our session, for any question answers? Any questions from audience? Okay. So as we are concluding our session on sustainable construction and interiors, I want to express our gratitude to our panelists and all of you present here. So today we have explored vital insights into sustainable practices, the importance of innovation, and the collective responsibility we share in shaping a greener future. So let's take the knowledge we have gained and applied in our projects and communities. Thank you for being part of this important conversation. But remember, together we can make a significant impact. Thank you so much. And I think this is the last session. And please have tea and coffee there. You can, yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for all audience, for the patient listening for all the 2 days. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you everyone. Yeah, please, we are there. My team is there.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we come to the close of our 2-day conference, I want to take a moment to reflect on the incredible moments that we have shared together over the past 2 days. We had engaging discussions, shared innovative ideas, and explored new horizons. We heard from inspiring speakers who have provided valuable insights that put our thoughts to new perspectives. Thank you all speakers, panelists, and moderators for your contributions. I also want to extend my gratitude to each of you participants, sponsors. Your enthusiasm and commitment have made this event a great success. Thank you all once again for your engagement and passion. Stay connected, safe travels. I look forward to seeing you all again. Thank you once again. The refreshments are served in the hall. You can please have them, please.